Welcome to Diary TV. Today, July 5th, 2025, Nigeria mourns the loss of its former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who passed on Sunday, July 13th, at the age of 82 in a London clinic after a prolonged illness. His body has arrived in his hometown, Daura, Katsina State, for burial according to Islamic rites. The nation is gripped with mixed emotions, grief, reflection, and debate over his complex legacy. In this special episode, we'll take you through the emotional moment his remains arrive, the dignitaries present, and the various perspectives on his life and leadership. Stay with us as we look back at a historic figure and unpack this solemn day. At 12 noon today, the remains of former President Muhammadu Buhari arrived at Katsina State, the Umaro Musa Yar'Adua's International Airport, accompanied by Vice President Kashim, Shettima, who traveled to London on President Bola Tinubu's directive to escort the body home. The somber atmosphere was palpable as the plane touched ground. As the plane touched down, greeted by a military ceremony, and President Tinubu himself, who received the remains with solemn dignity. The convoy then proceeded to his hometown 50 miles away, where mourners, family, and dignitaries awaited for the burial rites scheduled for 2 p.m. The journey from London to Daura marks the final chapter for a leader who really shaped Nigeria's history, both as a military ruler and a democratically elected president. Social media posts on X captured the emotional departure from London, with crowds gathering to pay their respect as the body was prepared for transport. But what is the mood in Daura? Let's dive into the scene. Daura was enveloped in a sober yet chaotic energy. Photos shared by The Punch showed a calm yet grief-stricken atmosphere at Buhari's residence, with security tightened and mourners gathering. The grave dug at his private residence, unlike public cemeteries used for past leaders, symbolizes his deep connection to his hometown. The burial in Daura drew a roll call of Nigeria's political elites, reflecting Buhari's towering presence in the nation's history. Let's look at who was there to pay their final respect. President Bola Tinubu led the delegation, joined by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila, and Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum. Former leaders like Olusegun Obasanjo and Abdul Salami Abubakar were also present, underscoring Buhari's enduring influence. Notably, Rotimi Amaechi, former Rivers State Governor and ex-Transportation Minister, arrived dressed like an emir, sparking reaction on X for his attire. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Katsina State Governor Diko Rada were also in attendance, with Rada announcing the burial details and declaring a public holiday in the Northwest region. These figures highlighted Buhari's role as a unifying yet divisive figure in Nigerian politics. Interestingly, the international community also sent tributes. The African Union Commission chairperson praised Buhari as a committed Pan-Africanist, while Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada called his death a devastating loss. These global voices remind us of Buhari's impact beyond Nigeria's borders. Muhammadu Buhari's death followed by a prolonged illness that has been a subject of long speculation. Reports indicate that he passed away at 4:30 p.m. on July 13, 2025 in a London clinic after experiencing breathing difficulties. His cousin Mama Daura revealed that Buhari was in high spirit the evening before planning his return to Nigeria. Tragically, His condition deteriorated rapidly on Sunday morning, marking a sudden end to his battle with ill health. Buhari's health was a recurring issue during his presidency from 2015 to 2023. He made frequent trips to London for medical treatment, often sparking controversy. In 2017, his prolonged absence led to rumor, with his aide Kashim famously claiming rats as he invaded the presidential office to deflect attention from his health. This trip, costing millions, raised questions about Nigeria's healthcare system and why leaders sought system treatment abroad. Critics argue that it reflects poorly on his administrative priorities, while supporters saw this as a personal necessity for a leader under immense pressure. His undisclosed ailment required blood transfusion at times, and Buhari himself admitted to being never so ill. Yet his resilience kept him in office, even as Nigerians debated his fitness to lead. These London trips became a symbol of both his personal struggle and the broader challenges of Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure. Buhari's death has ignited a spectrum of reaction across Nigeria, reflecting his polarizing legacy. Let's explore the diverse perspective from supporters, critics, and the public. In northern Nigeria, particularly in Katsina, Buhari was a hero to the Talakawa, the common people, who admire his austere lifestyle and anti-corruption stance. Social media posts on X show crowd in his hometown and just holding prayers and mourning his loss, calling him Magaskia, the honest one. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, who Buhari defeated in 2015, also praised his selfless commitment and patriotism. General Ibrahim Babangida, who overthrew Buhari in 1955, called him a moral compass and a symbol of modesty. Yet, not all reactions were glowing. On X, voices like Nigerian journalist Fisayo Soyombo exclaimed and expressed disappointment, noting that Buhari had unprecedented goodwill but failed to deliver on promises to curb insecurity, poverty, and corruption. Tenor saw Nigerian first recession in a generation and persistent Boko Haram attack, as well as deadly protests against police brutality in 2020. Critics argue that his economic policies, like maintaining an artificial high naira, echoed his 1980 military rule and deepened Nigeria's troubles. From stadium erupting in noises to some in celebration while others in unrest to quiet prayers in his hometown, Buhari's death has reopened debates about his legacy. Was he really a principled leader who fought for Nigeria's unity, or a missed opportunity to transform the nation? The truth, as always, lies in the grey. Muhammadu Buhari's life was a tapestry of discipline, controversy, and resilience. Born in 1942 in Daura, he rose from a young army officer to a major general, seizing power in 1983 to revitalize a mismanaged country. His 2015 election was as a coveted Democrat, and it marked a historic shift, making him the first opposition candidate to unseat an incumbent. Yet his presidency faced challenges: economic recession, insecurity, and health struggles that left Nigeria divided. As Nigeria mourns its former president, President Tinubu has declared a 7-day national mourning period with flags at half-mast. The Northwest Governors Forum and the federal government has declared July 15 a public holiday to honor Buhari. His burial at his private residence in Daura, accompanied by Nigeria elites, symbolizes both his humility and his stature. But what does his passing mean for Nigeria's future? Will his legacy inspire unity or fuel further division? Today, Nigeria bids farewell to Muhammadu Buhari, A soldier, a statesman, a polarizing icon. As his body is laid to rest in Daura, the nation reflects on his contribution and his shortcoming. Here at Diary TV, we invite you to share your thoughts. How do you remember this man, Buhari? Drop your thoughts below, like the video and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of Nigeria's defining moments. Until next time, this is Diary TV, signing off.
Allah kare ka, Allah zare ka, Allah kare ka, ba da bakin mutum ba sai dai Allah.